Recently, the University of British Columbia and the group Meatless meet up through a Canadian Thanksgiving potluck for the ages.
Over 300 guests, more than 200 dishes, and not a turkey in sight.
If our neighbors to the north can do it, so can we. We're cooking up a meatless Thanksgiving feast on the top of the list.
Thanksgiving is around the corner, and Chef Jon-Paul Hutchins has 4 meatless alternatives to traditional Thanksgiving dishes. First, replace the turkey with roasted wild mushrooms on baked polenta slices.
Okay, Chef Jon-Paul, I don't see a turkey.
But I see lots of umami.
What's umami?
So umami is the thing that gives meat its meatiness. So it turns out that we're using a lot of umami-rich ingredients.
Today we chose mushrooms and polenta for their meatiness.
Get any variety of mushrooms you want.
Cut up the mushrooms and toss with olive oil and spices. Pan fry them for a few minutes before roasting them in an oven at 450 degrees.
If I roast it at 4 to 450, that water evaporates quickly and I end up with this really crispy, dark, delicious stuff.
Put the baked polenta slices in a dish and top with the mushrooms.
Just scoop into it and the meat eaters are going to be envious.
Next up, butternut squash mac and cheese.
Looks like we're making mac and cheese. What's with the butternut squash?
You mean the secret ingredient?
The butternut squash replaces the usual cheese sauce. Mash the cube squash, then transfer it to a pot with Parmesan, mozzarella, and pasta. Cover with breadcrumbs and bake at 350 degrees.
But dang, there you have it.
Our third alternative to traditional Thanksgiving dishes, balsamic roasted grapes with Brussels sprouts and walnuts.
We're roasting grapes?
Yes, we are.
Really?
Yeah, well, if you think about it, Brussels sprouts are delicious. They're becoming really popular, but they've kind of been done to death with bacon and all the rest of it. So let's try something different.
Pour olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and salt over the sprouts and sear in a pan. Then place in an oven for 10 minutes, add grapes and walnuts, and stick it back in the oven for 10 more minutes.
So it's got the crunch from the nuts, it's got those little sweet bursts of the roasted grapes. They're only going to get sweeter because they're concentrating the flavor.
Finally, for dessert, sweet potatoes with an apple and caramel glaze.
So I start out really simply by browning off the potatoes slightly. So what we're doing is we're actually kind of setting up the outside so that through the cooking process, it'll hold its shape.
Reduce a bottle of apple cider by half in a pot and add spices. Ladle the mixture over the potatoes and roast in an oven.
So as you can see, it cooked down. We have this beautiful little syrup on the bottom. Look at that.
For the full recipes, head to thelist.tv.com. Serving up a meatless Thanksgiving feast at the top of the list.